I feel so heartbroken whenever I see a woman who is on fire for her work, but she's the one who's holding herself back because she just feels silly trying to show up and like really step into her authority and own her space online. And so it feels really good to watch women take up space and own their corner of the internet and really thrive and grow. And I honestly think people watch you, Barb, look at you like there's no way that I could do what you do. Then they get into a really close proximity room with you like this, like the BCN Retreat or, the Council Mastermind or any of the other things that we're doing. And they realize that.
Welcome to Life-Changing Money, a podcast all about one of the most taboo topics in the world, money. I'm your host, Barbara Schreihans, and we're going behind the scenes on business owners' journeys to money, success, and wealth. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Life-Changing Money. It's been a while, but we have a repeat guest here, Miss Whitney Abraham.
Has that happened before?
I might have had like one repeat guest, but I can't recall who it is.
Oh my God, I feel so famous.
Oh, Kristen. I think it was Kristen.
Fine, that's fair.
But Miss Whitney Abraham is now our CMO here at your Tax Coach and Tax Academy and the podcast and all the brands.
And it's the ride of a lifetime. If you've ever wondered what it looks like behind the scenes of a company like Barb runs, you're right. Whatever it is that you thought, you're right. It's wild. I have lots of ideas and I'm fast. We love fast. Success loves speed.
Success loves speed. Yes. And Miss Whitney was also with us at our BCN Retreat, which I'm sure if you guys have been listening to the podcast or follow me online at your Tax Coach, you saw all of the amazing freaking footage in New York City. Like, it was insane.
We were on such a content capture mission that I swear these women could have used that content for what feels like months after that event was done.
I really wanted to create a retreat that was solely focused on women getting more comfortable in front of other people, whether it was a camera, a video for content, whether it was speaking on stages, getting on more podcasts, because it's literally changed my life being able to do that. And everyone would always ask, like, how are you so comfortable behind the camera? And I'm actually really not. Now you know that because you capture all my content. But it's just like, you just fucking do it.
You know what, though? I really did think it was so special watching all of the women because over time throughout the weekend, you could see them get more and more confident. And it really is just this frequency and exposure. Like at first, everyone's freaking awkward. And it doesn't mean that even if you've been doing this for years at a massive scale that you're not still making mistakes. You just let it roll off your back a little faster. And so it was really beautiful to watch each of them sort of step into their own and get really confident in front of the camera so fast.
People have asked me, like, what was your favorite moment of the retreat? And my answer has always been exactly that. Like, seeing the transformation of everyone walking in. We had a rooftop reception. So everyone walks up to the rooftop and we're having a beautiful dinner and cocktails. And everyone's just kind of like, I don't really know. Like,
I don't know anyone here.
Yeah, like I'm nervous. My shoulders aren't pulled back and like I'm not confident. And then by the end of day 3, the women were just like, oh, take a picture of me here. Get a picture of me there.
Do this reel with me. Like they were coming up with like TikTok trends all by themselves. I was like, you don't even need me anymore. You guys just go right on.
It was so awesome. And part of that is because of just you and your magnetic energy, and you love teaching women how to be confident as well.
I do. I feel so heartbroken whenever I see a woman who is on fire for her work, but she's the one who's holding herself back because she just feels silly trying to show up and like really step into her authority and own her space online. And so it feels really good to watch women take up space and own their corner of the internet and really, really thrive and grow. And I honestly think people watch you, Barb. Thousands of people are watching what you're doing and they look at you like there's no way that I could do what you do. And then they get into a really close proximity room with you like this, like the BCN Retreat or, the Council Mastermind or any of the other things that we're doing. And they realize that you're just as human as they are and that you deal with the same mindset blips that they do. And you show them what it looks like to move through it and past it. And it's so beautiful to see.
Thank you. Yeah. We're all just human and we all have our own insecurities. I think I do just like move through them quicker. Like I have those thoughts of like, I don't know if I should, or does this look good, or how's my hair? But it's just like, oh, fucking fix it and let's go move on. The theme of the BCN Retreat was all about marketing. And so do you want to talk about maybe some of the topics that we curated throughout the week?
Yeah, it was really intentionally crafted. I mean, obviously there were sort of mindset touch points where we talked through the mental barriers to success of showing up really big in marketing. We also talked about, owning your voice and your story. Mike Ganino, who's one of our co-coaches inside of the council, was there to really tell people how to command a room. And it was so cool to watch all of the ladies do that. And then, of course, we're talking about the tacticals of content capture and marketing strategy and all that stuff too. But really just leveraging your own voice and your view and your expertise to build your brand so that you have options in the future, so that you can really position yourself as the standout in your industry.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I love like the strategy piece of it because I'm a tax strategist, but I love talking about the strategy behind our marketing. Mm-hmm. And so we taught everybody how we kind of create every quarter what we're launching, the runway to launches, how we create free lead magnets that can make us multiple six figures.
Yeah, you weren't hiding the thing. Like you told them the exact playbook that we follow.
Yeah, I mean, why pay for a business coach or for a retreat or for a mastermind to enter it and not actually see behind the curtain?
For sure.
But I've done that many a time.
Yeah, I've paid for that too, and it sucked.
Yeah, like $60K, $80K, and you're like, why are you gatekeeping? Like, the more people that you bring up, the better.
Here's what I really wish business coaches knew. The only way that you're going to be able to sell that thing again is if you have proof that it was worth what people paid for it. And if you gatekeep and you have people pay tens of thousands of dollars to join into proximity with you, and then you don't get them any ROI, they're never going to tell someone else to join the thing too.
Which was so cool about our retreat because at BCN, we had a bunch of people that were already in the Council Mastermind. Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of people that I hadn't met before that have never been like in my circle, in my realm. And then it was like so cool to see all the council members being like, oh my gosh, like it was the best thing ever. I'm signing up again for next year. And so I think that's really like, there are no better testaments than people coming back again.
That's probably one of the things that I'm most proud of in watching what you're building is that the people who come into whether it's the retreats or the council mastermind, they stay. Like more than half of the people from the first round of a mastermind re-up for the exact same mastermind. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
And, even to hear them talk about their experience with the women who weren't in the mastermind and sharing why they loved it so much and why they were coming back. I mean, it was a masterclass in selling without having to sell because they did the work for you. But the reason that happened was because their experience was so stellar. And I think that's critically important for people to understand. Like if you show up and you knock it out of the park and other people become a megaphone for you, everything else just becomes really easy.
Well, another thing too is like I live by like the saying always a white belt. Like I'm here to just keep learning, keep getting better. And so what I've always done with the cohorts in the council is like, what can I do better? What do you want to see more of? What speakers do you want? What topics are you needing right now? And I just curate it for you, the business owners, and what you're needing because business changes. Like we all have seen 2025 is not the same business as 2020 and 2021. Like the markets are shifting. People are more skeptical. And so just like topics and everything in general had to change. And so my people know that like I'll always just keep providing for them.
For sure. And it'd be one thing if you were just speaking to a whole bunch of people who had never done this before, but the people in the room are not rookies. What's really cool is like looking around the room and seeing all of the business owners in there, seeing how successful they are and knowing what's ahead for them because they're getting in rooms like this.
Yeah, exactly. And I also like to surprise my people with a lot of mindset work that I don't really talk about on social, but I think it's because if I did, like nobody would come if I was like, yeah, if you're going to learn
spinal energetics.
Yeah, spinal energetics or breath work, or you're going to do a sound bath or like other weird shit.
We're going to talk to your dead ancestors.
Yeah, like nobody would come, but like those are always when we ask people or have the surveys, like those are some of their favorite things because we are all in our own way, just at like different levels. And we always have to keep working on our mindset. So you can always expect like mindset with the strategies in all of our events.
Every single time. And I mean, it's palatable, so don't stress about it. But I will say, I have never experienced an event that you've put on that someone in the room hasn't said, I was kind of concerned about this part, and it blew me out of the water. Like, there's always someone that says that.
Yeah. And that's exactly why we have a mindset coach now in the council.
We do.
For those of you listening, I know we've mentioned the council a lot, but the council is my year-long mastermind. Whitney is, of course, one of our co-coaches. And I am your money coach, your business coach. Whitney's your marketing coach. Mike Ganino is going to be your messaging coach. Kelsey is going to be your marriage coach, or just relationships in general. You don't have to be married. And we have Tracy Litt as our mindset coach. So like, we've never had multiple coaches before, but I've also noticed in a lot of masterminds, people like weirdly idolize the leader of the cult.
It's so gross.
And I'm like, I don't want that for myself, but also I know that I can't solve every person's issues no matter what's going on. And so now you have 5 times the support.
And I think it's really beautiful because no one person can answer all questions or solve all problems for everyone in the room.
They act like it, though.
They sure do act like it. But I think it's really cool that you recognize there's nothing taking away from you by adding more experts into the room. And so these people that are in the council are getting 5 mastermind coaches instead of 1.
And you know what else we're adding into the council for 2026? So last year we had 1 retreat with the mastermind, and everyone, I mean, I know this because it's always my favorite thing when I'm in masterminds are always the in-person things. And so with 2026, we are planning 3 different retreats.
Like, blow it out of the water, why don't you? And one of them is in Greece.
We're going international, baby.
We're going, baby.
And it's all a write-off.
Yes, it is. And I think it's really cool because each retreat's going to have a little bit of a different theme. So it's not like you're coming to the same experience for every single retreat. They're all going to have different areas of expertise because different co-coaches are coming to each retreat. And there's like a different theme at each one. So that way you can pick and choose like, oh, I really want to dial into marketing, so I'm going to go to this one. Or, oh, I really want to lean into my mindset, so I'm going to go to this one. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. I'm so excited. And we already sold out half the spots from our current members. So we only have like a dozen or so spots left for 2026. So if you have been thinking about a mastermind, whether you've been in one or not, let's say you have been in one and you've been burned in the past, like that's exactly why I created the Council Mastermind, is because I have joined so many masterminds and been disappointed. And so I took everything I was disappointed by and just like flipped it on its head. Kind of like what I did with your tax coach. I was like, I'm so sick of the accounting industry. I'm just going to take out everything that's stupid about it and add in what people need. I did the same for this mastermind. And then for anyone like that hasn't been in a mastermind, Whitney, how would you describe? I love saying that I pay for my friends, but some people might think that's weird.
I want to be honest in saying that at one point, after I had bad experiences with masterminds, I swore I would never pay for proximity again. And I felt that way because I was so frustrated that I was paying a lot of money literally to just make friends. But what I didn't realize at the time, that I think after seeing a mastermind that works really well the way it's supposed to, what I know now is that if I could find the friends that were going to push me to grow my business and hold my feet to the fire and open doors for me, I would do that. But unfortunately, if you don't already know those people, it's really hard to make friends with those people. And so what a better way to be able to connect with the people who are going to become your like business family, basically, and learn new skills, grow, be able to stretch yourself beyond measure, then get into a room with other people who are expanding your network, expanding your horizons, and holding you to the fire.
And also knowing that like I curate the people that are in the mastermind. So something I've also been disappointed with is like I've been in masterminds where it's like, oh, it's all for business owners making X. And then you get in there and it's like all beginners and you're like, well, that was not what I expected. They have different problems than I have. And so this mastermind specifically is for if you're making multiple 6 figures and you want to scale to 7. I've done that multiple times in my companies. I know exactly how to do it. I will give you the exact blueprint, and everyone in that room is all there to do the same thing. So you won't be disappointed by the caliber of people in the room.
And we vet it too. Like, rest assured that whenever we say that, we're paying attention to who's trying to get into this mastermind and curating an experience that we know is going to be worth your time and energy to do it, because nothing is more frustrating than ending up in a room like that and then being like, oh gosh, I'm the most successful one in here. I have nothing to learn.
And I've denied people. Like, I say all the time, not all money is good money. And I have seen people that have applied where I'm like, ooh, their personality just isn't the vibe with the group. Like, I don't deal with gossiping. I don't deal with negativity. I don't deal with people that think they know it all. And so you can apply, but also know that I do deny people if they're not in the right caliber, they're not the right level, and if they're just not the right vibe. But definitely apply if you're wanting to grow and scale your business. You want more in-person events. You're so excited to learn more about money and investing and marketing and mindset and messaging and all the things.
The council kicks off in January, and it's a full year of proximity together with all of your 5 co-coaches and some incredible business owners. We already know, as she mentioned, half the people in the room, and these are incredibly successful business owners. I can't wait for you to meet them.
And when the door closes for an entire year. So like, don't be in the same place a year from now. Actually, Whitney and I wouldn't even know each other if we didn't put ourselves in the right rooms. Like, we met at an event and then we were both at multiple retreats together. And so it's also just like, look at us. You're not just paying to learn something from the person putting on the mastermind, but it's being there to meet and build relationships with everyone else, because let's be honest, like, business ownership is really lonely. And our like normal friends, I call it like our normal friends, like back home, they don't really get it.
And you never know what person in that room is going to end up being your next client or your next business partner or your next investor or your next very best friend of your whole freaking life that you've just literally been waiting to find, right? So the magic is in the possibility of what could happen with those relationships. And I'm just telling you, I've never not benefited from getting in the room with other women.
I love how Paige Hernandez puts it. She's in the mastermind and she's like, it's a no-brainer. I just do everything by how many loans do I need? She's in mortgage. So she's like, oh, I just need one more loan and it'll cover the cost of the mastermind. And she's like, I can do that. I'll meet one of the 30 people and they'll definitely need an investment property. So I'll make my money back. That's kind of how I do it too. I'm like, okay, if I get 1 tax strategy client, 2 tax strategy clients, then I make my money back. But it's also just the relationships and collaborations as well.
It's going to be such a magical year. And I can't wait to watch what happens for all the people in the group. So Barb, I want to hear your perspective on private coaching for you as a business owner versus getting in a room with other business owners.
Oh my gosh. I just think that like the vibe and the energy of everyone around you makes you move forward. Like I've done private one-on-one coaching. It was really expensive and a huge disappointment. Actually, I could do a whole podcast. That coach's husband stole my entire business because she saw behind the scenes and he started his own company that copied mine. But anyways, I prefer being in a room with a bunch of entrepreneurs because they're all buzzing. They're like getting the work done. I have accountability partners. Whereas if it's my own deadline, like I get freaking busy and I'm like, oh, I'll do it later.
My favorite thing about group versus, one-on-one coaching is that you can't see what you can't see. And when you get together in a room with business owners who have gotten to know you, because every single month they're on calls with you, quarterly, they're on retreats with you, they really do get to know you well. They can spot stuff that you will never see yourself. And so of course you've got a coach or multiple coaches in the room that are helping, but the other women also become a mirror for you and they get to open your eyes to the stuff that you're missing out on. And really help you. So it ends up being that you have a whole panel of coaches, not just, the people that you entered into the mastermind for.
Yeah, actually, like earlier this year when you and we created like our own mastermind in Florida and we were all sitting around, like that's how your new company was formed because we were all like, oh, this and this and this. And now you're like the best freaking CMO company I've ever seen.
And it is funny because I fought it so hard. Honestly, I had this like idea, but I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that. There's no way that'll work. Like that doesn't make any sense. And as soon as I even whispered the sentence to the women in the room, they all immediately were like, you have to do it. You have to do it. And Barb's like, when can we start?
Yeah.
And so
I was like, I'll be client number 1. Thank you very much.
For sure. And honestly, it's revolutionized the direction of what my business is going to look like, because I never would have even imagined that pivot, right? And you just, again, you can't see what you can't see, my friends.
What are you going to teach the council members about marketing?
So much. Like, honestly, I am done with like hand holding and coddling when it comes to marketing. In 2025 and coming into 2026, if you do not learn how to leverage your voice, you're going to get left behind. It's not an option for you anymore. If you want to build a business, you have to learn how to market yourself. It's the most important skill that you could build.
And AI ain't it?
No, it's not. I mean, sure, use it to get faster, but it can't be the thing that you're relying on to learn how to amplify your voice. Because if I get you on a video, AI can't make you look less nervous, babe. Okay? So we're going to work really hard on adopting your brand voice and figuring out what you stand for and what makes you different from every single person in the world that does what you do. And we're going to talk about ways for you to stand out online and build your marketing skills and help you build funnels and additional revenue streams, all that stuff.
I think one of your superpowers is your launch strategies as well. And for a lot of business owners, like they have no funnels, they have no strategy behind it. They're just like, oh, I want to create this thing, but they have no plan to do it. So I'm really excited for you to teach them how you help me launch everything.
It's so important, and it's so much more work than you think it is. And if you're skipping steps and you're not getting the results that you want, it's probably because you're skipping steps.
Well, okay. Even for myself, I just want to be the one that creates the thing. Like, I just have the ideas. I'm like, oh, I want this course. Oh, I want this event. Oh, I want this mastermind. But like anything behind that, I'm like,
no thanks.
No, like that's not me. And that would stop me from actually doing it if I didn't have the team behind me to do it. So we're going to show them all about it.
Keeping no secrets.
So if you're ready to scale to 7 figures and have 5 coaches helping you and have accountability partners and hang out in person for up to 3 retreats next year, you have to be at the Council Mastermind.
We can't wait to see you in the group. So in the show notes, you're going to see a link to the application for the council. If this has been of interest to you and you want to learn more, we absolutely encourage you to apply. And if you have questions, you can always slide into our DMs and we're happy to answer the questions.
And you probably follow me already at Your Tax Coach, or my personal brand is my name, Barbara Schreihans. So you can comment on there as well. Just comment council anywhere and I'll send you the link. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
It's my joy. I can't believe I made it a second time.
And you can't ever leave me.
Never.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Life Changing Money. Don't forget to subscribe, and I would love if you left a review and shared it with your friends. See you next time.